friends, Dree here with CVV Entertainment with a House of the Dragon review. As you can see with my clothes getup, I am a huge fan of this type of content. Sci-fi, fantasy, and action. Oh, how I love it. And House of the Dragon absolutely excites me. Let's dive right in. First, let me say this. Oh my God. Damon is my boyfriend up in this movie, okay? Damon is my man. Damon is a true warrior. Okay, I gotta talk about Damon first, and then I'm gonna jump into the rest of this review. So let's rewind a little bit. Go to episode 2 when they kind of show you the preview for episode 3. And I remember looking at it and was like, it happened so fast that I thought I saw an arrow go into Damon's chest. And I was like, what? No way can my baby be dead in episode 3. They cannot be taking my man out of House of the Dragon this soon. So now fast forward to episode 3 to the very last scene. Oh my gosh. So here's the deal, right? So Damon and his crew, they out there fighting a war, you know what I'm saying? And they losing, pretty much they losing. So here's the deal, right? You would think that because Damon got dragons and all that shoot fire, that they could easily win. But the crab folks, so they out there fighting these crab folks. They go into the cave and they stay into the cave, right? The dragon fire cannot penetrate the cave stone, okay? I can't even talk straight, honey, because I'm still on cloud 9 with my man. Okay, all right, get it together, Drake, get it together. So the dragon fire cannot go through the cave stone, right? So anyways, word has gotten back to Viserys, which is Damon's brother, that, hey, listen, man, you know what I'm saying? Your little brother is out there. He losing the war. You know what I mean? You might want to send him some help. So Viserys does that. He does it. So Viserys has one of his men hand carry a letter to Damon personally. I'm laughing because what I'm about to say. Right? He hands Damon the letter, and basically the letter reads something like this. I'm paraphrasing. Like, listen, little bro, I know you're out here struggling. You know, you running into some issues. I don't want to see you die, so I'm gonna go ahead and send you some help. I'm sending X, Y, and Z. Now, you talking about this kind of term people use, talking about shooting the messenger. Now, Damon didn't shoot the messenger, but he sure did beat the heck out of him. Damon got so mad, I guess he was thinking, listen, Damon was like, listen, I'm about to show y'all the true warrior that I am, right? So basically, in that last scene, Damon is going over to the crab folks' territory, right? And he's getting like a white flag and waving it like it's a truce. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God. I'm like, and they just made it so slow and played out. I was like, oh my God, Damon, what are you doing? I'm like yelling at the TV. I'm like, what are you doing, Damon? You're going to get killed out there. Why are you giving up? I'm like really into my emotions and my feelings about this, right? So Damon is like, wait, and then he kneels down on one knee, and I almost lost it, y'all. When I saw Damon kneel down on one knee and handing out his long sword, you know what I'm saying? I was like, Damon, what are you doing? I'm screaming at the TV, what are you doing, Damon? They're gonna kill you. All right, so then this little, ooh, that guy is so ugly. This little, the crab leader comes out. I don't know what's going on with him. I have no idea what's going on with that man, but he come out. He ugly as day. Well, I should say ugly as night. He come out. And all his little men start coming out, and he got men way up on the hills and stuff with their arrows drawn. I was like, oh my God, they about to kill Damon. This can't end like this. This cannot end like this. House of Dragon, HBO, y'all cannot end Damon like this, right? And so now I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna kill him. So this crab man walks out, and then the crab man's one of his I want to call it soldiers, honey, but I know it's probably like one of his men or whatever. I don't know what you call them, knights or whatever, fighters. He comes up to Damon and takes his sword. I just knew it was over. I knew it was over. I said, oh my God, they got Damon's sword. They have his sword, and I'm thinking, oh my God, they're gonna behead him. They're gonna behead Damon. They're gonna behead my baby. I'm about to lose it, y'all. I was seriously about to lose it. I was like, oh my God. And Damon, as I like to say, came through on the clutch, boo. He pulled out another weapon he had, and he just started. He was killing everybody, and I was screaming, yes, baby. Y'all, seriously, I'm not exaggerating. Like, I was like screaming, go, Damon, go, Damon, you can do it, yes, kill him. And every time he killed someone, I was like, yes. And then the arrow. I said, oh my God. And then the arrow went into him. I said, oh my God, this cannot end like this. So he kind of takes cover, and I mean hundreds of arrows are coming. But this man is a warrior, so he's taking cover, and he's just like, you know what? He's looking around at some opportunities where he can kind of get out and make his move. Damon comes out of cover. Damon is running through the sand or whatever that is. Like, man, he is a warrior. He's killing people, and in the meantime, all of his crew, Damon's crew, now comes up. They followed him. Of course, it was a setup, right? So now that all those crab folks have been drawn out of their caves, they're out in the open, and now Damon's crew has come, and they are now ready to fight. It is a full blown battle going on, right? All that stuff you like, oh, you like my sound effects. So anyway, I'm like, okay. Then I see the dragon riders. The dragon riders come. Like, yes, the dragon riders come, and the dragons now they just lighten everybody up, literally just spitting fire on all the enemies, right? Then my man, my boo, my baby, all right, my baby up in the movie now. Damon sees the little crab leader walk back into his cave. Damon has that look like, I got you. Damon goes up in the cave. Of course, he still has his sword, his long sword. He goes in. He go to work. Damon drags half of this crab man's body out, dragging it on the ground. Man, I'm just still so excited about that scene. I'm like, Damon is a warrior. I cannot wait to see what happens in the next few episodes with Damon. Oh my gosh. But anyways, okay, enough of me gushing over Damon and how he's a warrior. And let me go ahead and just jump into my review of the movie. Yeah. House of the Dragon, Episode 1, Season 3. So, Rhaenyra is starting to really see how everything works. She's the princess, and of course she has her brother who is the firstborn son, and she sees how everyone is just so in awe of him and so proud that this little cute baby is going to grow up to be the future king. And Rhaenyra is having to have a reality check about the traditions of her family. And it's one of those things that I think is relatable in the real world, where some people may be part of a tradition that brings the family honor, or they should do what traditionally should be done, and it's something that you have to grow into. But it doesn't seem like Rhaenyra is going to grow into this. And so her father is telling her that she needs to get married. As a matter of fact, he's choosing who she should marry. He's talking to her about having kids, and she's just not having that. What I gather is that Rhaenyra is a free spirit. She wants to be independent. She wants to make decisions. She wants to be more than just a lady wife. And so, when you really look at it in today's world, you still have some traditions where there are families out there who pick and choose the mate of their daughters and of their sons. And sometimes it's not out of true love. It's out of, okay, if you marry this person, this is ideal, this is good, because joining the two families together will mean X, Y, and Z. And so that actually still happens today, in very traditional ways, and maybe some subtle ways. You have some families out there who will just say, hey, I think this person is good for you. They try to do matchmaker, but it boils down to the same concept. And Rhaenyra isn't having that. Now what I like is that she's talking to I don't know his name, the knight. He's a knight charged with keeping her father safe, and he also keeps her safe. So when Rhaenyra runs off on the horse, and she's tired of hearing her father say she needs to get married and all this, and the knight follows her, and I'm calling him a knight because he's a knight to me, honey. Okay, he's a knight. I'm looking at him. He's a knight in shining armor. Okay, on his horse. But anyways, he follows her, and she has this really candid conversation. And honestly, I think Rhaenyra likes him. I think she started liking him from episode 1. I forget though that term. Is it? Oh my gosh! Somebody's screaming out through the phone or through the screen. Is it jousting? Jousting? I don't think I'm saying it correctly, but it's pretty much when two people are on the horses and they have that long pole and they ride into each other and you try to knock the other person off. I think Rhaenyra kind of started having a crush on this guy then, and so now she's having this candid conversation about, hey, you don't really know what it's like to be in my shoes, and he's saying, hey, there's so many people who wish they could be in your shoes, and I love the statement that Rhaenyra makes. She says, but they haven't held my position, and that is, oh my gosh, that's just such a clever message in the way that they wrote this, because a lot of times people just see what they think is the the glitz, the glamour, especially maybe when you're talking about celebrities and things of that nature, or whatever. It could be anyone that's in power, or maybe whoever is deemed, quote unquote, wow, this person is super successful or such prestige person, but they don't know the inside of what goes on. And so that was so clever to write that in. What I like about House of the Dragon so far, and I know we're in episode 3, is that the writers they wrote the story, but they really, even though it takes place in this kind of I don't know, I want to say medieval. Don't throw an egg at me because I'm using medieval. I'm not even sure if I should use that term, right? But it takes place in a long time ago, and I know it's a fantasy, but still, but they write it to where it's so relatable in today's world. I love it when writers do that. It's very clever. So yeah, that was very interesting to see how Rhaenyra is trying to deal with, becoming who she wants to be as opposed to um, what others want her to be. And it's going to be interesting to see if Viserys will actually ever name his firstborn son as the heir. Right now, he has no intentions, right? I think everyone else around him kind of is looking through, if you will, a more clear glass, and they may feel like Viserys is looking through a fogged glass to think that Rhaenyra will actually remain heir and not his firstborn son. But he's very adamant that, listen, if you speak against what I have, who I've already named as heir, you are going against the throne. So, but it's going to be interesting to see, because how will that play out with Alicent and all that. I'm sure that's down the road. Who knows? It's just way too early to know. We're only in episode 3. But also, what I do like is like I'm seeing characters in episode 3 that I'm starting to remember from Game of Thrones, and it's weird because now you're going back in time and you're seeing how these characters were interacting beforehand, and so it's so interesting to see that. What was so fascinating also is to really to learn more about Viserys. That what, when he had to go and I guess hunt, quote unquote, the White Hart, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh my god, like I love animals, like oh my gosh, I could, the way the cameras did that scene, I felt it, like you didn't even have to say a word, you could see the emotion in Viserys. He didn't want to kill this animal, he didn't want to do it. So he stabbed it once. It didn't do the job, and they had to. Everybody that was with him had to say, hey, you have to do it again. You could tell he didn't want to do it, and I was trying to wonder, maybe is that why he was drinking so much? I mean, Viserys was turning up. Okay, he was turning up at his party or whatever. He was getting so drunk, and so maybe like I think he's more he's a king because of his duty, and it goes back to, I want to say, it's episode 2 where Damon realizes that. Damon realizes that his brother is king, because of the way things went. But is he a king that is like, how can I say this? I think Viserys doesn't want to cause any problems. If he can avoid problems, he will, as much as possible. But Damon is more so like, you know what? No, you need to strike first. He's not a person to like avoid problems. Sure, if there's a way to avoid a problem, but he's not going to wait too long. Okay, he's going to go ahead and he's going to do what he needs to do. And so in episode 3, I really started to see the difference in the two, and the difference between Viserys and his brother Damon. The thing with Damon, I think he's just a little over the top, but it's going to be interesting to see how Viserys gets through all this. He's getting older. I don't know. He doesn't seem to have the heart. Maybe he's gonna prove me wrong. Maybe he's gonna do something to prove me wrong. But Viserys is pretty much a dreamer. But I think, and perhaps the way it's gonna play out, he's a dreamer, and meaning that he envisions the good of everything, which is okay. But when you're a king and you have so many people against you, and just so much, like I said, there's a war going on. You have to be able to be a little more fierce. That's my opinion. So let's see what happens. I don't know. And this could be too, as you get a little older, you've seen it. Some people, they quote unquote say you get a little soft. You know what I mean? You get a little soft. It's not like back when you were in your younger days where you was like, what? You say, what? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You're like, oh, you know what? So that could be what's going on. And so I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it hurt my heart to see him kill that animal. I love animals. I know people are like, well, why are you crying? Don't you eat chicken? And don't you eat burgers? I do, but I don't have to see them being slaughtered. Anyways, now on the flip side, right? When Rhaenyra killed the animal that was attacking her, okay, she went ham. Y'all know what ham. If y'all don't know what ham means, go look it up. She went ham. All right. She was just the opposite. It could, again, like I said, it could be that contrast. And as you grow older, you become a little more soft, a little more tolerable. But when you're in your younger days, you're more hot-headed, you're more energetic, you're ready for whatever. And so Rhaenyra, I mean, she stabbed. I don't know what that was. Was that a regular? What was that, a hog? I don't know what that was, but it was like beating her up. And by the way, his name was Sir Kirsten. Sir Kirsten saved her, killed the hog, whatever that thing was. But then even after the hog was laying there for a little while, the hog tried to jump up, like he's still alive or she's still alive. I don't know what whatever that was. And honey, Rhaenyra went ham. She took her knife and kept stabbing, stabbing, stabbing. So again, I think episode 3 is kind of showing the contrast. This is in my opinion of, when you're talking about that younger lineage, right? That's behind Viserys. They're a little more aggressive. They're a little more ready for action. He's a little more like, let's avoid as much as possible. But then, there's always a but then. But then, Rhaenyra is out with her knight, Sir Kirsten. They out overlooking the pasture there. And this, I don't, y'all, I don't know what kind of animal that is. It was huge, okay? It was huge and it was all white. It's more than a deer because that thing is too big. But anyways, it's the same type of animal that her father just killed, except that animal was not all white. And so what happened is this animal was approaching Rhaenyra and Sir Kirsten. Sir Kirsten was ready to to kill it. Pulled out his sword, and then Rhaenyra said no. So again, in my opinion, it's like Rhaenyra still has elements of her father, right? Because in the previous segment within episode 3, her father did not want to kill that animal, and so it depicts that Rhaenyra also has that same kind of heart. It's almost like, okay, kill if you need to kill. So that, oh my gosh, just seeing that, I think that's what was going on. Her father didn't want to kill the animal because the animal wasn't doing anything. They had the animal, trapped, tied down. It wasn't hurting anybody, and he had to go and kill it. And same thing in this other segment. This animal wasn't doing anything to them. It was huge though, and was just looking at her and looking at Sir Kirsten, and Sir Kirsten would go kill him, and she was like, no, because why? I'm thinking, in my opinion, the animal isn't doing anything to them. Let that animal be. So again, oh my gosh, I'm just telling you, I'm just saying, I'm just giving you all the hidden gems of episode 3. All right, are you ready for my favorite part of episode 3? My favorite part is when Rhaenyra walks back to her home. Honey, she has all that blood all over her, but she's walking in like, yes, I am a warrior, and what? And everybody is looking at her like in awe, like, oh my God, what happened? Okay, what, you okay, or what, you killed? And then so the animal that was killed, that hog, I don't know what that is, they bring that back to where she is. Of course, they're gonna cook it. You know what I mean? They're gonna cook it and feast. But she walks in so bold and brave, like, yeah, I'm a warrior. I got all this blood on me. Yeah, and people are just shocked. That was my favorite moment in episode 3.